following is a production of Watlington Shires and Pierce Productions.
Hey, good evening, folks. Welcome here to the Piney Woods Area Coaches Show. I am your host, Larry Pierce, as we're getting ready to go here onto the show, and we got some coaches on the way down. We got some pizza that it's already here, and I think Mr. Shires is on his way here as well, as he was coming in from late from work this evening. But we got a lot of things to talk about as we take a little bit of a break here in the middle of everything, and now it's time to really get after it. We got districts going underway. We got some teams that have some districts that is underway already, and we got volleyball to talk about, so we're definitely going to be talking about all of that coming up here in just a few minutes. But we're just underway here. Piney Woods Area Coaches Show coming up. So we got a couple of buildings, so a couple of folks we want to say thank you to and get things going. But we'll be right back here as we get ready for the Piney Woods Area Coaches Show coming up here on NetSN.
So many things get started at Pizzeria. You start your party off with a pizza from the pizzeria. You get your celebration started. You get your season started. For a lot of us, our passion with pizza started at the pizzeria, a tradition since 1960s. It's the Pizzeria just off the square in Center.
Serving our communities for over a century, Farmers State Bank continues to meet the financial needs of East and Central Texas. With roots that run deep, Farmers State Bank serves as a source of financial strength to meet the needs of our neighbors. From a comprehensive range of financial products to individual service, we remain dedicated to being a true community bank. Farmers State Bank, improving lives and fulfilling dreams.
Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Center has the new and used vehicles that you're looking for. If your vehicle needs service, stop by WrightChryslerDodgeJeep.com and get your service appointment, and also shop online. Then come on down and let the guys make a great deal for you. And our knowledgeable staff will not let you leave without knowing everything about your new or used vehicle. Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram supports all the students of the Piney Woods.
All righty, folks, we're back here on the NetSN. It is the Piney Woods Area Coach Show, and with me, Counselor Steve Shires. How we doing, man?
Oh, doing great.
Have a good Monday today?
Yeah.
That's good. There we go. Good productive day.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. A good weekend as well. So I know we had the Poultry Festival going on in town, and so I know you kind of connected with the folks in town. Did you get any feedback about how everybody thought things went so far?
I think everybody thought it was a really great festival.
Right. Yeah, and I understand too that there was a little bit of to do on Saturday evening, but sometimes that is. But I think that everything went good, and everybody was cool and copacetic afterwards, and hopefully everything will be just fine for it too. Mm-hmm. But good job there by the Chamber of Commerce and all the wonderful people who helped put that on. That was a great thing, and I enjoyed the food. I think this year is the first year as I've been coming here, I finally partook in literally almost all the fair food.
Oh wow!
The quesadilla tacos though Saturday though were the best. And so it was all so good. The ice cream and everything. Anyway, good job there at the Poultry Festival. Had a good time. But here we are, ready to get back to it. Most teams, a lot of teams had a big break here as far as the football season goes, in the middle of the season as they get ready for district play and everything here. But the Rough Riders, who you guys talked about, call on, they played Madisonville. That was their first district game, though, the other night, last week. So tell us a little bit about that. I know we're going to hear about the Rick Meek show, but I thought we'd start with that.
Well, Madisonville and Center on paper were neck and neck, an even match, and that's kind of how it turned out to be. As the Rough Riders able to win on a last-second field goal.
Right.
Both defenses played well. Center's defense played excellent. Madisonville has a very potent running attack. They've got a good offensive line, and they've got this guy that's just a bowling ball,
right?
Number 0, and he only got
number for him.
Yes, he only got loose about twice, I think. Rider defense did a good job, and then Madisonville's defense was also very good. Limited the Riders, offensive opportunities, but they were able to pull it out in the end,
right,
for the victory.
There we go. That's good. Yeah, and two folks, if you haven't been able to check it out, go back here on NetSN and watch it. Is the guys are getting some of those really cool sideline shots and everything like that. Really starting to see some really cool shots there. The cameras we've been working in here too as well. But, we're going to start off talking a little bit about some volleyball action. I know that I was over in Timpson last Tuesday as Garrison and the Lady Bulldogs come to town. Lady Bulldogs are no joke. They are a very good squad there, too. And Coach Belrose and the Lady Bears Timpson had their hands full with them, and the Lady Bulldogs were able to come out there with a 3-set to none victory there in that matchup. So a good job there by the Lady Bulldogs. They played very well today. I think Timpson was in it there really well, did very good there just many times, but it just a little too strong there for the Garrison
Yeah.
Lady Bulldogs. They're a pretty solid squad there as they go through their district, and we'll talk a little bit about those two districts there. And then, like I said, the Timpson Lady Bears, they're looking to really move up here, and Coach Belrose got the girls working good there. But I think that the Garrison was just a pretty talented the other night too, and I got to talk to Coach Brewster afterwards and told me we'll be back over there here in a couple of weeks whenever Beckville comes to town. They're another tough squad there too, so they're on top of that one there. So way it looks in that district between those teams, it's a 2A district, a Region 3 District 20. You got Beckville, Garrison, Elysian Fields, Timpson, Wascom, and Gary. That's kind of the way it goes down when it goes to max preps there. But not all the records are there, not all the standings are there, and all the things there on all the teams. But that's kind of the way it goes right there. Beckville and Garrison looks like they're going to be. I don't know how it works when it comes to playoffs because I know we still got a few weeks left. But I don't know how it works when it comes to playoffs. Do you get the first 4 teams like it is in football, or is it in the most of this? In most sports, you get first 4 teams, in your district make a playoff run.
I believe
don't
it's
know.
that way.
So it should be that way as well. But right now, it looks like Beckville and Garrison are pretty much set up in there, and Timpson's still in there as well. But they got to contend with Wascom and Gary, and Wascom is very good. I've seen them play a little bit this year too. I haven't got to see Elysian Fields. But that's a very tight district going on there. District 20 still coming down as things really get into the middle part of their district run right there. So then if you move over to the Region 3, District 23, where you end up with Hemp Hill, Groveton, Shelbyville, Coleman Hill, St. Augustine, and Corrigan Camden in there, which we cover St. Augustine, which we're going to be there tomorrow as a Groveton is in town. And Groveton is one of those top teams there in that district. And I'm really looking forward. I was looking into some scheduling coming up. And Shelbyville, who's trying to stay right there and stay really big in that top part of that one there, they're going to play Groveton, which I haven't seen, but I've heard some good things about them, and I'll get the chance to see them tomorrow against St. Augustine there. And I've seen St. Augustine. We'll talk about them too. But Groveton is going to be in Shelbyville on a Saturday afternoon, like October 19th at like 1 o'clock. So that's going to be like a big time district matchup right there. So I think I'm going to sneak over there for some Saturday volleyball.
There you go.
There, and Coach Rupp and the team over there in Shelbyville. I think that'll be a great one. So we'll have that one there. But this Groveton and St. Augustine, and talking with the St. Augustine coach, and I wrote his name down because I didn't want to get it wrong, and it's Ebarb. Barb, I believe that is right. I talked to him a little bit there in when they played Shelbyville a few weeks back, and Shelbyville was able to win that. And coach said, building a team, they're a little bit young there, but they have a good squad. They got really girls that can play at the net. They got strong girls that can spike the ball. They play very good volleys out there as well with a good Shelbyville squad. So they're a good squad, and this may be that year they're trying to hit that number 4 spot or maybe a little bit higher, but they really got some things to work on there. As right now they're in that 4 or 5 spot, but they have Coleman Hill to contend with. Shelbyville, Hemp Hill, and Groveton look like the 2 top ones. There's Shelbyville, and then those other ones fighting for that 3 and 4 spot. But it's going to be good all the way down, and we get the chance to cover some of those. And like I said, we'll be there tomorrow night in Groveton, or in St. Augustine as Groveton comes to town. And then other games going on. Tomorrow night, what we cover, Timpson is at Gary, and then you have Center at Hudson. Shelbyville is at Corrigan Camden. So if Shelbyville can get a win there, maybe St. Augustine can get a win, play good there, they may be able to move up there in their district. But that's what's going on. And then coming up on Friday night, St. Augustine is open. Timpson will play Elysian Fields. Center will be at Rusk. At Rusk. Shelbyville will be open. And like I said, I was looking into the scheduling here in Groveton at Shelbyville on the 19th.
Right.
Looks like it should be a very good one. So we're looking to maybe cover that up there for volleyball this year. It's been a lot of fun covering volleyball this year. Like I said, I know that I'm not the best at it. I was on my calls. I'm like sometimes, but Brett has helped me out. He's watched some of it, and he helped me out with learning some of the calls, some of the terminology, some of the calls to make there. Watching and sending me messages, and a few other people too coming up to me telling me how this goes and how that goes. So it's been a lot of fun my first year learning how to do this. And I look to do that too. And we're going to have some more as we go into the playoffs. That's coming up towards the latter part of October will be the final parts of it there. October 29th, I think, is the final regular season games there. And then they'll have to make up any that they may have. And then the first part of that November is going to be the start of the districts. And it'll be our start of the playoffs. And it'll be on NFHS, I'm sure. And like I said, we're going to cover some of those, but we'll also have football kind of getting on there too, because some of those D2
It is
squads,
football season.
yeah, and some of those D2 schools are going to be wrapping up their football season about the same time. So we may have some. So we're going to see what we can do about covering that the best as we possibly can, because I think it's very important that we cover that. And I think that a lot of the teams are very excited that we get a chance to be there. We was over in Timpson, and some folks would come up to us and say, "Hey, what are you doing?" I say, "Well, we're streaming the games, And this first, oh, that's pretty neat. They've never seen that before, so it's cool that we're over there get the chance to do it. I know that schools do that, but for us to be over there and be able to put the call on and it's
Get to watch a little volleyball.
Yeah, watch this volleyball, and it's really fun. And the girls like it too. They come up, they say hi, and they appreciate it. So do the coaches. And I can tell you, Coach Belrose and Coach Ebarb, Coach Rupp, Coach Spikes, they've all been very, very cool and hanging out with us and things like that too. But right, quick here before we get done talking volleyball, we'll talk a little bit about the lady Rough Riders. And right now in their district, this is where they got Madison, Bullard, Rusk, Hudson, Palestine, and Center. Now I don't know about if those records all look pretty good like up in there right now. But right now the Lady Rough Riders are Coach Spikes got a good team there, and they've been started out pretty good. But they're still kind of building their program up.
They're still really young.
And so I know I'll talk to Coach Meeks a little bit about that. But we're going to be covering the Lady Rough Riders. We'll be in Center on the 15th, and maybe we'll be in the new activity center. We don't know. I keep we keep hoping so.
Tune into the Rick Meeks show to find out
exactly when that's going to happen. But Coach is probably getting some more run through there. So here's what we got. We'll be at San Augustine tomorrow, as we said, Bullard at Center, and then Beckville at Timpson on the 22nd, and we'll wrap up the regular season Rusk at Center. That's the schedule that we have. Also, the 19th, we're probably going to sneak in there that game. I'm going to talk to Coach Rupp and make sure it's all good, but we'll sneak in that game of Groveton and Shelbyville. It's going to be a good one right there. So the volleyball season moving on, and who knows, maybe next year we could cover up some more teams in there as well. We'd really like to do that, and we're talking about maybe hiring in somebody that's played volleyball before, maybe a couple of young ladies that have done it before or something like that. They want to get out there and give it a shot. Then maybe we'll be able to do that for them. You never know. I was going to ask you, we have the robot cameras, and I think you guys have the one. Does it have the volleyball stuff on it?
I believe it does.
We may have to swap that and see if we can check that out one day just to see how it works out there.
See how Ronaldo does.
Yeah, I haven't done that with volleyball yet because I've just got the old. I don't know what do we end up naming mine? I can't even remember.
Larry Jr.
Larry Jr. That sounds about right. And so Larry Jr., the robot camera there, I haven't got the volleyball stuff on there, but we're ready to go. And another thing too coming up, folks, is we're yes, we are right here into October, but girls basketball is actually going to be starting in November. So I've already getting with the coaches, and we got a new coach there on the girls' side in Shelbyville. We're going to be hoping to chat with them and Coach Wager back there with the Dragons. I think we have a new new girl coach there in St. Augustine, but I think Coach Randall's still there with the St. Augustine Wolves, which I think is going to be one of the premier teams to watch out for, those St. Augustine Wolves this year in basketball. You better be ready. They're going to be good. The girls' team is going to be approved as well there. West Sabine, Coleman Neal, all those teams, everything getting ready for it. But the girls, are going to get kicked off in November. We'll be covering some of those, and also going to get ready to here in the next week or so to go over and have a chat with Coach Lewis over in Tenahall and see if we can't start getting ready for the holiday hoops tournament. Is it sort of too early to talk about Christmas?
Not at all.
Never too early to start talking about Christmas, that's for sure. But
I bet Walmart's got Christmas stuff out.
They definitely do. I bet you they do. I think you're absolutely right. I do think I see some Christmas trees out there. All right, but that's where we are there with the volleyball action and some of the basketball. We're going to get ready to go with that too. But good luck to all the girls and the teams out there. We're going to be covering some games, and we'll keep up with it. We'll have some of that, more of that volleyball action on the way. But we're going to take a break. We'll come back and we'll get into football because that's what we got going on here, and it's the big season happening right now here on NetSM. We'll be right back.
Nobody wants to be sick, but at least at Aurora Concepts, being sick is easy. From their spacious waiting room to their experienced and friendly staff, they care about you. They listen to you. They're here for you. From start to finish, that's the experience at Aurora.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
Batters Law Firm is your first choice in personal injury law. Jeff Batters and his staff lead the way in the area with best of Nacogdoches and best of Lufkin votes over the last several years. If your case matters, it's got to be Batters.
It's as easy as 1, 2, 3 to see why Blake Furniture is the top furniture company in East Texas. Get the lowest prices and discover our easy in-store financing and low payment plans. Plus, get the fastest delivery in East Texas. Get your credit pre-approved online at blakefurniture.com today.
Alrighty, folks, we are back here as we're at the Piney Woods Area Coaches Show, and we're getting ready to talk about some football action. Now, most of the teams in the area had some time off, but we did have some D2 teams that we covered, namely in West Sabine, as well as the Tennehaw Tigers. Now, they did have a couple of games. They didn't get that time off like everybody did here in the middle, but the Tennehaw Tigers, they lost to Overton over the past Friday, and it was the West Sabine Tigers. They lost as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, to Deweyville, I do believe is who was there in their, and it was they get ready for, Deweyville, that was it? Yeah, in their district there for that run. So they're 0-1 in that district, 0-2 for Comanille, as it will be West Sabine welcoming Comanille to town on Friday night. And the West Sabine Tigers, after dropping a couple here, looking to bounce right back because they got a good squad there. And Comanille coming in here, they're looking to build their stones at the Bulldogs right there. But I think Coach Bragg may have the West Sabine Tigers set up and ready to go to get back to it now that they're in this district. They're going to have to start rolling here with their own one. You like that offense that they run down there. I do too. I like it's a good power offense. I like when you get a good solid running game going out there.
Yeah, they were very efficient.
Yeah. They got a good offensive line, and they got a good defense there, too, that's pretty solid out there. And they got a very good quarterback in Lincoln Quick, and he's very, very good as well. So that's what's going on there in West Sabine and Comanille this Friday night. So the Tennehaw Tigers, though, Coach Birdsong, they, like I said, they took a loss to Overton in that district now. Sitting at 1-5, they get to the Alto Yellow Jackets, and they're coming in here 5-1. And what I know of the Alto Yellow Jackets, I got to cover them a couple of times whenever they were playing St. Augustine the last few years. And the Yellow Jackets always seem to have a perennial solid running game, and that's kind of been their forte and things that they do there. But they're going to be a solid team there.
Larry, for a decade or two, Alto was just that level, that size of school. They were the cream of the crop.
Right.
They had a guy, his coach, his name was Lucky Gamble.
Oh yeah.
And
how you getting it? Well, yeah.
But anyway,
how you getting it like that?
They kind of leaned down a little bit, but apparently they've come back and they're back to they're back
to Yellow Jacket football.
That's right.
I know they had a little bit of a sanction against them there a while back, but I think that they're bouncing right back on that. And Alto and the Yellow Jackets are really good. Coach Birdsong, he's got a very good team over there. I mean, the offensive line is solid. The defensive line, they got a lot of talent there. They're just having trouble getting it all put together, I think, right now. And the Tigers did a really good job there. Lyndon Kildare, we were there. But I think if they can really just find that way to get it going here in the latter half of the season, hey, take that first half as a learning thing. And I'm sure Coach is telling them the same thing. Hey, let's move on. And let's see what we can do here against these Alto Yellow Jackets, because it's going to be a tough one. It's at the pit, so that's one good advantage there for the Tigers. I do believe they'll be at the pit on Friday night. But Alto's going to be a very tough squad there as well. All right, let's see. Let's move into another district over there, too. That's Beckville. They're sitting at 6-0. They're ranked up there in the top 10 in Class 2A. They get Wascom at Wascom, and Wascom gave Shelbyville all they wanted, and they have just been playing very solid football as well. So, I mean, these are just two very good teams here in Beckville, and the Bearcats are moving right on. Of course, they lost their big star from last year to Texas Tech, but they've got a couple young men that are stepping up in there and just making the Beckville Bearcats just still run and rock and roll right now. And they're sitting at 6-0 over there. So they're still looking really, really good. So the Beckville Bearcats got a tough one against Wascom in that district, who's sitting at 4-2 there. But Beckville and Wascom are going to hook it up, and that's going to be a good one on that side there. All right, so let's see. As we go through that, and it's Deweyville, Sabine Pass. This is in District 12. Deweyville, Sabine Pass, Saratoga, Evadale, West Sabine, Comanille, Hull, Dicetta in that one. Then we got Overton, and this is, we talk about, this one with San Augustine and being a doom type of district. If you look at this District 3, District 11 there in D2, yeah, Overton, Lovelady, Mount Enterprise, Alto, Grapeland, who's just all of a sudden having a great year after having been down a little bit. And you got Cushing and Tenaha in there too. Those are two very good squads as well. But I mean, that's a tough district right there too, because Mount Enterprise, Lovelady, no, and then Wade Overton's playing. So those are just tough districts to play in right there. But those are some of the games that are coming up on the way. And we're going to get ready to talk about some of the games that we will be covering. That'll be on the way. And then we'll have, I think Coach Wallace is going to try to make his way down here and talk a little bit about some Shelbyville ball, because they've got the Garrison Bulldogs on their plate tonight, and are on their plate this Friday night. That's going to be a tough one to start off the district there. So we'll talk about the district between the San Augustine, Joaquin, Hemphill, Timpson, Shelbyville, Garrison. That's a Big 6-team district. We're going to talk about that one coming up when we come back right here. NetSN.
Wiggins Farms. They call them the watermelon family, but the product from their farm, when the melon's just a baby, all the way through to the harvest, to your table. It's the juiciest, best melons available. Wiggins Farms, hat not included. At Hope Community Medicine, they believe that more than medicine is needed when providing quality care for their patients. With locations throughout East Texas, the vision is to give hope to those who seek a better life by caring for their body, mind, and soul, and not about their ability to pay. Through the network of staff and locations, Hope seeks to be primary provider of medical, dental, and behavioral health. Because the difference that Hope makes is the difference between night and day. Hope Community Health.
Joaquin Tire in Joaquin, Texas. Family owned and operated with new and used tires, general mechanics, and road services. Jesse and his team is proud to serve the community with car, truck, and commercial and ag vehicle tires. They're located in Joaquin at the 84 and Highway 7 split. Call the shop today to make an appointment at 936-269-9516. That's 936-269-9516. Joaquin Tire is a proud sponsor of Game of the Week. Stop in and see them today for all of your new and used tire needs.
At Watson & Sons, their family serves your family. It begins with their facilities, their inviting and warm chapel, and their elegant lobby, and their unique product room where you can shop for the choices your tribute requires. They've been serving your family at Watson & Sons since Scott built it in 1998, but their family has been serving you for over a century.
Hey, y'all got a dirty truck.
Well, then take it to Joe's Car Spa for a spa day.
At Joe's, they make 'em shine.
And they're standing by to work with the community.
They was elected best of Shelby County this year, and it's called Joe's, but it probably ought to be called Reed, since Reed Grant owns it.
So, Billy Don, when it's time for your car or truck to have a spa day, where do you take it?
I don't know where.
All righty, we are back here, folks, as we get ready to talk about some more football here in the area. And I tell you, there's going to be some great football action going on here in the Piney Woods. We cover San Augustine, Joaquin, Hemphill, Timpson. Then we have Shelbyville and Tenaha and all of them around through here. But I'll tell you, this is district's reaction is getting ready to heat up here. Mm-hmm. And we're going to be over in Shelbyville on Friday night as Garrison and Shelbyville going to hook it up. And Garrison got themselves a win over, I think it was North Webster, Louisiana, for their homecoming that they put on this past Friday night. So they didn't really take that break in there, but I think that they have one coming up later on. But they took care of business there, just kind of keeping themselves fresh for a good Shelbyville squad that's getting ready to come to town. But, talking about some of the good games here, there's just, I think that we'll go back to Timpson and Timpson Bears. They are going to be at home against Hemphill and Hemphill Hornets. And Timpson had the week off after that just hard loss there to Wolf City. And I think that I think they're still going to be without Garner for another few weeks behind at least behind center. Right. He is be able to play some. I've heard two different things. There are 2 or 3 different things about his injury. I heard it was a hand, heard it was a shoulder. So I'm not going to speculate on what that was. But he's not going to be back at quarterback, I don't believe, for Coach Gandy's squad for maybe a few more weeks. So now that they have Parker in there, giving him that time to have that extra week in there, and he did really good against Wolf City. I think he just kind of got thrown into the pit there, and but he did a good job. So with a little bit of time, and then taking on Hemp Hill squad. Hemp Hill's maybe down a little bit this year, but the Hornets going to come in. They're not going to give anything. They're going to say, hey, we've seen that the Bears can get beat, so they're going to try to bring that there. So the Bears better be ready as Hemp Hill comes to town, because it's a 1-4 and 2-2 squad. First two matchups there, but both these teams looking for their first win on the district to stay in that run. And Timpson really needs to be ready for it, because Timpson has got Shelbyville coming to their house the following week. And then that is going to be, what I like to call the old rock'em sock'em slobber knocker over there in Timpson that night, because this is going to be good. And then Joaquin will host Hemp Hill. Hemp Hill will host Joaquin the following week for them. And speaking of Joaquin, they've been really coming along. The Joaquin now, excuse me, they have themselves one heck of a ball game coming up as well, as they will take on the San Augustine Wolves. San Augustine is playing very, very well this year. They got themselves a good win against the West Sabine Tigers, and now they come out here, and we're going to be seeing San Augustine the next couple of weeks, as a matter of fact, as we'll see Garrison the next couple of weeks. We'll be at San Augustine for the next week, as we're going to be San Augustine for volleyball and then football next week. There we go. I'll get it right here before too long. But San Augustine and Joaquin are going to hook it up here, and that's at Joaquin. Now, this is going to be a good game here, because I think the Wolves are coming on really good. And just from what I've seen in the Piney Woods area here, it's probably what I think is probably going to be one of the better offensive lines and one of the better defensive lines. Not taking anything away from the other side of the ball in either team, but that offensive line there for the Joaquin Rams and that defensive line for the San Augustine Wolves is just studly, and that's going to be the trench of it right there. The one thing is I think that Harbison is going to be very good at running the ball there. They're going to be able to open up some holes there, but that front four, San Augustine is going to have to really be ready to play, and they got a good secondary there. They always do in San Augustine. They just always have a good secondary. It seems a perennial that they always do. So they're going to be good there, but Joaquin doesn't really throw the ball, but they better be ready, because they will sneak one on them and they'll go get them. But I think that, San Augustine's got the speed and athleticism. They got a good quarterback. And if they can get one of their key players that's been out on injury back coming into district, they're going to be really, really dangerous going through this district run here for the district rules, Coach Barnes. I'll tell you what, and he's got them ready to roll, and they've got a lot of good things going on over there. They got excited about everything, and they've got some good things building over there as well. So there's two of the games, and as I said, we got to the Garrison and Shelbyville. And that game is really coming up here, and that's where we're going to be, and that one's going to be good. I really do think that this could, I don't know. You can sit there and look at it on paper, and it's going to be a good running game, and then you're going to have Shelbyville's going to definitely have to have all their stuff and ready to go, because Garrison was there last year. They went a long way. They got those guys there. They got some good experience, and Coach Alvarez, he's got them ready. This is what I like about this game right here, is because you got Coach Alvarez has been with the Bulldogs for a long time, and you have Shelbyville's had Coach Wallace has been there for a while, and these teams, they know each other, and it's just going to be really, really good. And it probably got some family that's on these teams together. Some of them, they're so close out there too. But this is just one of those 4-1, and who wants to really take over? Because if you look at it, I mean, there's going to be some 1-0 teams here. There's going to be 3 1-0 teams here in this district. But the overall record, they're sitting there with the top 2 at 4-1, both teams apiece. So that can keep you up there at the top of that district run. So I don't know. It's just going to be a good one right there as well. So we'll see how that runs out.
Lots of good football going on.
Lots of good football going on. That is it for sure, for sure. All right, so that's kind of where we are with that. We're going to take another quick break. We'll come back here and we'll talk a little bit about what you guys got going on here coming up this week, and some of the things that we got going on that we're going to be involved in, some of the other games that are coming up that we still got to go on the way. So stay with us, folks. We'll be right back here on NetSN.
Shelby Savings Bank has a brand new look. They're proud of where they've been, where they came from starting in 1981, but now they're moving forward with locations all over East Texas to serve you. Will Lucas knows that he's standing on the backs of giants that had a vision for the financial future of Shelby County. And he and his staff are taking that future into new directions with things like mobile deposits. It's the same bank, new look. Shelby Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. So many things get started at Pizzeria. You start your party off with a pizza from the pizzeria. You get your celebration started. You get your season started. For a lot of us, our passion with pizza started at the pizzeria, a tradition since 1960s. It's the Pizzeria just off the square in Center.
Sparky D's Bargain Store. Who are we? We're an online auction store on Facebook. Find our page on Facebook. There you'll find a post for our weekly auction. If you find an item you like, place your bid and you could be a big winner and save yourself lots of money. We're on Facebook only for our weekly auctions. We're located in Center, Texas. Check us out on Facebook. It's Sparky D's Bargain Store, where we will save you more. Chef's Barbecue and Centers, open Tuesday through Friday, 10:30 to 5, and Saturdays, 10:30 to 2. Now, you can call in your order to Chef's Barbecue. You can come through the drive-thru or bring the family down for a nice family dining experience for barbecue so good.
No, we're not going to say that.
All right. Come on down to Center and enjoy some great barbecue at Chef's. How's that?
That's good, thank you.
Barbecue so good, make you want to slap your mama.
Boy, that's not on the script. I told you don't be saying that.
I know, right? All righty, we're back here at Piney Woods Area Coaches Show, moving right along.
Well, Pierce, when you know what the best thing is when you have a really bad day, a really long day. If you come home, you got your dog there,
right?
Because your dog don't care,
right?
He just loves you.
He just loves you that he's been gone.
I know. If you don't have a dog, you should go out to Happy Tails.
Yeah, definitely.
And go find you a dog. I mean, they got all kinds of dogs. They got Heinz 57, but they also have a few like pure breeds out there.
Purebred dogs out there. If you need a kitten, they got some of those too. They get you hooked up. And yeah, it's been a really good day. Speaking of Happy Tails, they're going to have their Halloween event coming up on, I think it's the 26th. And it'll be a Tractor Supply Company, and I think there's going to be, and it's an adoption event, and we're going to have all kinds of cool stuff, where you can register to win some great prizes there as well. So that's going to be on October 26th, I do believe. So check it out there.
Yeah, that Halloween
event, and then also, Shars and myself, we went. There's another wonderful man. His name is Mark Potter. He's over in the Panola County area for a rescue over there. And so check him out on Facebook and help him out if you're in Panola County and help him out over there as much as you possibly can. A great guy and does some good things over there as well. So anyway, we can help out the animal rescues in there. That's what we definitely like to do. And let's see. And another thing, too, we found out we don't really know all the details of it yet. But one of the things that I love is Christmas and having to do something with a community and the way Christmas comes together. But Watlington told us that we're going to have something to do with the Christmas tree in Center this year.
It's going to be a community Christmas tree.
It's a community Christmas tree. That's awesome. And that's something where everybody can come out and put their ornaments and things on. I'm hoping. I don't know that. I was kind of involved with something like that in Kansas years ago, and it was really, really cool. So I hope we get the chance to do that this year.
Yeah, if you're interested in participating in the community Christmas tree, being able to put an ornament, you sponsor an ornament, and I'm assuming you can put one up like what you want. Call the Chamber of Commerce and talk to Deborah, and she'll get you set up. Right. And also the other thing they're doing apparently, so like Walton, I mean, we grew up here, and so we remember at Christmas time they put up the things on the light poles, right? And we had the little candy canes and little Christmas trees,
Mm.
like real vintage stuff from
Right.
like the 70s,
Uh-huh.
right? Well, apparently they found those things.
Oh, nice.
And they're getting them refurbished, and they're gonna some of those are gonna go back.
Old
Yeah,
Christmas feel. Huh?
yeah,
That's pretty
yeah.
nice. That's awesome.
It just makes your heart tingle.
That's right. That's right. And maybe we could get some. Should I dare say snow around here? I don't know if we want to say that right after the last snow. If it wasn't so bad as the last snow, maybe it would be okay.
Well, it's not that. It's just if the power grid works.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. That's true. But yeah, so that's coming up here. I know it's Christmas. We still got Halloween on the way, and I know that the police officers in town are doing some really cool with the Halloween too.
Right.
So that's very,
going to be various trunk or treats around
treats. Yeah,
the churches. Most of them are doing that.
Mm-hmm. So you're gonna find those all over the place, and a lot of things getting ready to go on, and the weather's gonna get a little cooler, and the fall weather coming around.
Yeah.
So everybody's ready. We have to start getting some of those WSP, and I listen to WSP hoodies or something.
Yeah, exactly. You know where we can get those? We can get those. We can get that lined up at Moody's
Emporium down there, is for sure. All right, so coming up here for you guys as we get ready to wrap up the Pineywood show here today is all of this good stuff going on and getting ready for some more football action coming up. As I said too, real quickly here, I know that I said, okay, here's where we're going to be the rest of the way. We're going to be in Shelbyville this Friday. Garrison at Shelbyville. Garrison at St. Augustine the following week. And then the 25th, we're looking at either Cushing at Tenaha, maybe West Sabine at Evadale. We don't know for sure. And then you're going to join us together. We're going to go to Joaquin on Halloween, Halloween, Shelbyville at Joaquin, and then you guys will be busy on Friday. But then I will be in Timpson for Garrison at Timpson. And then the final game of the season, there are so many awesome games. It can change and go all kinds of different ways for me. So we'll see.
Just never know.
Never know. But that's what we got. But the big one, I think the big one for you guys in the Center Rough Riders is this weekend. You know, it's over to the Carthage and the Bulldogs and the big one over there. And there's a big thing going on with I think they're bringing in some former Dallas Cowboys and a bunch of things there to place there at the pregame and everything too. But hey, the Rough Riders look really pretty good. But I know it was a 6A school. I don't know how good San Benito is or whatever. I never really looked it up there. They went to Baytown and they put a whipping on that 6A school down there. So I don't know. It's going to be a tough one for the old Rough Riders this week. Do you think?
Well, Rough Riders are undefeated. We've come in. We've played very well. Carthage actually started the season with a loss to Kilgore.
That was kind of,
and that just served to anger them, apparently.
And then Kilgore took a lot, just last second loss this past weekend. Anyway,
but since week one, Carthage has just been on a mission. It's been a tear. They've gone out. They played the number 2 team and Big 4A, Chapel Hill, and just gave them an old-fashioned butt kicking.
Yeah.
They played Jasper. Jasper is really good. Jasper is on paper in the same neighborhood as Center, and it was 44-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
And then Coach Surratt does what he always does. I mean, Carthage could beat people 80-90-0 if they choose to, but Coach, it's both sportsmanship, but it's also a way to get your guys a lot of experience. Put the second and third line guys in, and so the score ends up being 50-something to 14 or whatever. I mean, it's just a butt kick, and so we'll see. I mean, I'm curious. I'm just really curious about this because in the past, when Centers had a really, really, really strong team, for whatever reason, Carthage wasn't in our district or was in a different division or something like that. And so this is a year where we have a really, really strong team. And of course, the Carthage is, I mean, they're number 1 and just been wreaking havoc ever since Kilgore. So it's going to be interesting because we just don't really know.
Mm-hmm. Definitely don't know. And like I said, let's go Rough Riders.
Absolutely.
Rough Riders, take care of business. Go there, because anything can happen on any Friday night. You never know. If things go your way, and you get a couple of breaks or something, anything can go in your way.
Obviously, Tim Johnson going to have a big night.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got to have a big night.
Big night out there.
I mean, he's had big nights every game, but he's going to have an extra big one, I think.
And Cody, I think Cody Axon, if you can have him a big game back there, playing on the defensive side, he'd be really good too. And I know they got an offensive line that is really good. So Just staying home and play good
Yeah.
football, man. That's the best way you can do it. So
That's
go
right.
Rough Riders. And before we wrap up here today, I thought we'd talk a little bit of college ball.
Well, hold on, before we do that, we got to show pizza tonight.
Okay, yeah, pizza.
Well, you got something over here, but we're going.
I had a meat pizza. I get a meat pizza with no hamburger
Right.
and then jalapenos and onions, and then I
So,
get the pepperoni for
the
you guys
pepperoni
and the coaches.
for
yeah.
Coach. That's
Yeah.
Coach Rick Meeks.
That's right.
The
He's
extra
on
crispy
extra
pepperoni.
crispy pepperoni.
That's very
And
good.
don't forget your salad whenever you're here too. That's really really good. The lasagna's good. I don't think
Everything's good.
I don't think I've had anything that's good. And okay, well, and one other thing too, and not to bring up, but we've talked to another gentleman here in town. In case you don't know, it is a Diamond B restaurant, and where it used to be where the family traditions used to be down there at the light, right? So
it's on the corner of Tennahaw and Timpson Street.
Tennahaw and Timpson Street. Okay, thank you. So we got to talk to Marty. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to have what you guys call the pancake block. We get to take care of the hogs. I love this.
Yeah.
Take care of the big boys. So if we get somebody with a pancake block or something like that, we're going to get them some breakfast
Right.
at Diamond B.
Diamond B. So the offensive lineman of the week is going to be, and it normally requires a pancake block or two.
Right.
But it's going to be all you can eat pancakes.
There you go. All you can eat pancakes in. We're gonna do that at Diamond B.
But we went there and
had some breakfast.
We had breakfast there Saturday. They have crepes. Folks. They have crepes. I don't know where else in East Texas that you can get crepes with. I had the basic ones that had butter and sugar and put a little syrup on it. But they have strawberry. They have various kinds of fillings in those things. They're just terrific.
Yeah, I had the Denver omelet that day, and before that, I have the strawberry pancakes with the eggs and the sausage. It's in chocolate milk. It's very good. So get your Diamond B, and if you need some coffee, just look for a coffee and muffin. Diamond B.
They do that
coffee.
too.
That's right there on Tennahaw Street, Tennahaw Street.
Well, yeah, they were on Hurst Street.
Yeah, we're on Hurst, but now they're
down. It's right there in the corner of Tennahaw and Timpson.
Yeah. Well, they're on the highway. That's they're by the barbecue place.
Yeah.
Okay. There. All right, now we're good.
Right.
But check it out right there. All right, so with that too, but a little bit of college football. My Aggies took care of business. They over Missouri, got themselves a big win. They went to town on
herb stomping.
They went. Yeah, that was
that was an old-fashioned beat that they put on.
And another thing that I liked about that game, TB. I'm talking about Terry Bussey. He got in there and he was with the first team and he was doing business and he did a very good job. Good job by Terry Bussey out there. So good, happy to see the young man doing that.
Yep.
The Longhorns still number one.
Well, we were number two because Alabama had passed us on.
Okay.
And this is going to be during the Coach Rick Meeks show. I'm going to shed some crocodile tears for him because he's an Alabama Crimson Tide fan.
That's the first thing I thought of after that. I was like, oh, Coach is not going to be happy.
Well, that's just it's Vanderbilt, where they run that offense that you just don't see that much, and it's just hard to get ready for it. And I worry about them. They're on Texas' schedule,
right?
And I worry about that because I watched that game.
I watched it too.
That was no accident.
Yeah, and and I think as much as I hate to say it, I think Coach Saban jinxed him before that game because he was talking about you playing Vanderbilt. You have more of your fans there than say another or something. I don't know. You never know.
There's a lot of Vanderbilt fans there. It looks like.
Yeah, but they were on the field there. But that's for sure. There was that one.
The fake UT got beat.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee,
yeah, they got beat, and then
Hogs, Suey Hogs.
Yeah, I liked that. USC got beat. There's a bunch of them that got beat.
Michigan got beat.
Michigan got beat. So a bunch of it switches around here.
Almost. I'll tell you what. Miami almost got beat. I stayed up and watched that.
Oh, did you?
Miami and Cal.
Yeah, that was a late one. Yeah, I just stayed.
They were in trouble. They went 90 yards in less than a minute.
There you go. But SFA, Stephen F. Austin.
Yeah, doing well.
They got themselves a good one, too. They moved up in there. Let's see. And then over on the NFL side, even though it was a rain delay and everything, I was trying to stay up, but I fell asleep late. I couldn't stay up, but it looks like the Dallas Cowboys pulled it out, though, didn't they?
Yeah, they pulled it out.
Boy, and the same thing with my Texans. Boy, I tell you, my Texans, that was one heck of a game by the Houston Texans yesterday. To get that win over that quality of a team, that was a good game.
Well, it's interesting because the Texans just come out and just wallop them and up 20-3 or whatever it was.
And then they went.
And we flipped over. Had my neighbor came and had lunch. We had our folks out watching the game, and my neighbor came over, and he's from Illinois. He's a Chicago Bear. So I flip it over to the Bears, and they're just killing Carolina. So we watched that for a few minutes. We flip it back, and all of a sudden it's a ball game, and we're like, "Oh my gosh!" And then Sean McDermott, just bonehead. It just goes to show you. I mean, it just goes to show you that no matter at the highest level, we can do bonehead things.
Yeah.
And they. I don't know why. I mean, the Texans and the Cowboys both have. They may have the two best kickers in the league, and they even take out Tucker, out of the equation. I still think, but Fairbairn. I mean, if he gets the ball on the other, just on the even this far on the other side of the 50, he can hit it.
Yeah, and that's what got me too. Because the last few years, it's like they've kept him on the roster. They've kept him on the roster, and he's never really missed any game winning. Maybe one here or there. But yeah, he's done so much better the last few years for them to keep giving faith in him. So I'm happy for him there too. So happy for D'Amico Ryans and the coaches there. But that's a great win for the Texans. Hopefully they can keep it up. And then Jacksonville got their first win. And I really thought Jacksonville was going to be a better team this year, but who knows? But Coach Barnes got to be happy that the Bears got their first win over there too. But I took the Bears in fantasy. I took the Bears defense in fantasy, and they really hooked me up yesterday.
Yeah, but they did.
So it's all good. But anyway, that's where we are with it. And here we are here at the Piney Woods Area Coach Show. We're going to wrap this up here, and we're going to get ready to switch over. Rick Meeks Coach's Show is coming up for you folks. So stay with us and get ready for tomorrow night. We are going to be in San Augustine for Groveton, at San Augustine for volleyball. And then Friday night, it will be Garrison at Shelbyville for football here on Edison. And the guys will be in Carthage as well on Edison. And then don't forget our other guys. Let's see, we'll probably have some Brook Hill. We'll have some Russ. We may have some Tatum. You never know. Just check us out and get our app. Go get the pick'ems and follow your teams. All kinds of good stuff on there as well at our app, NetSN. All right, man. Anything else we need to add here?
Nope, I think we covered it all.
We got it all covered up here. So get ready for some good action coming up this week, folks. Have an awesome and blessed night. We'll see you next week for more of the Piney Woods Area Coach Show. Rick Meeks Show coming up here at 7:30. NetSN. Have a great night, everybody.
Bye.
Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Center has the new and used vehicles that you're looking for. If your vehicle needs service, stop by WrightChryslerDodgeJeep.com and get your service appointment, and also shop online. So you can come on down and let the guys make a great deal for you. And our knowledgeable staff will not let you leave without knowing everything about your new or used vehicle. Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram supports all the students of the Piney Woods.
The rich tradition of Farmer State Bank. In 1904, a handful of investors put up $25,000. From that initial investment, imagine the generations of lives that have been touched by Farmer State Bank.